History has taught us that when it comes to secret affairs on the young and the restless, they tend not to remain a secret for too long, and they always cause chaos. Additionally, the affairs usually aren't just one-time occurrences. Take, for example, the epic love triangle of Nick, Sharon, and Phyllis. What started out as a mistake one night between Nick and Phyllis led to the pair having an ongoing affair and conceiving Summer, eventually destroying his marriage to Sharon. Phyllis and Nick would eventually repeat history by having an affair together years later while he was engaged to remarry Sharon. That marriage never came to be. In more recent soap history, Daniel and Heather let one night of passion behind Lily's back lead to together, rekindling a full-fledged romance. Lily was left crushed when she found out the truth, and Daniel and Heather were fired as Lily was their boss. Having said all of this, it seems unlikely that Chelsea and Adam's cheating scandal in Baltimore is a one-time thing. Yes, they both have expressed they made a huge mistake that night and were only caught up in the moment of trying to comfort each other after receiving the bad news about Connor. Additionally, Chelsea pledged her undying love for Billy, while Adam did the same for Sally. But again, this is the soap world, and Chelsea and Adam have too much history together to write that moment off as if it means nothing. As much guilt as Adam and Chelsea are carrying around about what they've done, with Adam almost confessing to Sally and Chelsea practically unraveling in front of Sally in the episode airing on July 12th, Adam and Chelsea can't stop thinking about what happened. They both keep having flashbacks to that hotel room. The images come in waves, and we tend to think the more they have them, the more they'll start to recall how good it felt to be together. Not for nothing, it wasn't that long ago when Chelsea, not Sally, was billed up as the love of Adam's life. So could a reunion be in the works? If we had to guess, we'd say yes. We just aren't certain of the timeline. Plus, we suspect that either Chelsea or Sally will wind up pregnant soon. So depending on who winds up carrying a child, that could determine how this messy web of love untangles. If Chelsea gets pregnant, Adam may suspect it's his child and take it as a sign that they should be together. However, if Sally is expecting soon, then Adam could feel obligated to stay with her to help ensure a smooth pregnancy after what happened to baby Ava. However, he'd probably be left pining away for Chelsea. Hey everyone, welcome back to Radiant Serum. I'm Aubrey, and I hope your day is shining bright. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump right into today's video. Longtime fans of The Young and the Restless know that Sharon and Phyllis go together about as well as oil and water. The two women have never cared for each other, and most of that stems from their history with Nick. To give a very brief recap, years ago, Sharon was married to Nick when their relationship hit a snag due to the death of Cassie. Ironically, Nick and Phyllis then started having an affair, despite the fact that he and Sharon blamed Phyllis' son Daniel for Cassie's death. Sharon ultimately found out the truth. Phyllis wound up pregnant with Summer and Sharon, and Nick's marriage ended. Years later, a paternity test was conducted to see if Summer was actually Jack's child, and Sharon tampered with the results to make it appear that Nick wasn't Summer's father. When Phyllis finds out what Sharon did, she confronts her, only for the ladies to get into a fight, which results in Phyllis getting a severe brain injury. Fast forward again, and Sharon would find herself engaged to remarry Nick. Once more, not able to shake the excitement he felt with Phyllis, he cheated with her again. Sharon found out, and she and Nick never got to say, "I do." There's some other bad blood between the two women, but we think you get it. Now, presently on The Young and the Restless, Sharon has started taking a new bipolar medication, which was mentioned during the week of June 17. Since the revelation, her behavior has been a bit peculiar, and in the episode airing on June 25, she has a few run-ins that cause some painful flashbacks. Starting at Society, she walks in to pick up some food, but comes across Daniel. They exchange pleasantries, but when she leaves their conversation, She immediately thinks back to confronting him over Cassie's accident years ago. The memory clearly bothers her, but she shakes it off. Sharon later goes into Crimson Lights and spots Nick and Phyllis talking at a table, holding one another's hand. The context for the touching is completely innocent, as he was just trying to offer her some comfort and advice, but Sharon didn't look like she interpreted it that way. With all that being said, and writers having teased for over a year now that Nick is the love of Sharon's life, and perhaps vice versa, is Sharon going to find herself the poster woman for a fatal attraction soon? We don't know all the effects her new medication will have on her, but given her flashbacks and her admitted hesitancy to rekindle things with Nick due to his connection to Phyllis, could Sharon start thinking some dark paranoid thoughts? Could she come to see Phyllis as a hurdle to her happily ever after with Nick and seek to do something about it? Given Phyllis is usually the one sinking to dangerous lows in the name of love, for Jack and Danny, it will be interesting to see the tables turn if our hunch proves correct. This year is going out with a bang, literally, as 2023 wraps up this week on The Young and the Restless. Michael and Lauren prepare for their big night. Jordan has Nikki right where she wants her, and Phyllis puts the moves on Danny. When Michael and Lauren exchanged Christmas presents, he surprised her with a ring and asked her to marry him all over again. And coincidentally, she had bought him a ring for the same reason. And now these two are eagerly anticipating New Year's Eve. At the stroke of midnight, Michael smiles, "You will be my one and only wife all over again." Lauren returns his smile and declares, "It's inspired." Having taken Claire out of the hospital, Jordan called Nikki to inform her that she was willing to make a trade. So to save her granddaughter, Nikki arrives at the dingy cabin as ordered. "Jordan." She calls out as she enters the dilapidated building. "Hello, Nikki," Jordan says from the other side of the cabin, holding a gun on her. "So glad you could make it." But given Nikki is back in the bottle, is she in any condition to take Jordan down herself? This could get messy. Ever since Danny returned to Genoa City, he and Christine have been rekindling old feelings between them. But Phyllis has also had her eye on him and isn't about to give up without a fight. "There's something between us now," she insists, drawing closer to Danny. "You feel it too, I know you do." Phyllis draws in even closer so their lips are inches apart. "I mean, what do you have to lose?" She whispers as she kisses him. But how will he respond? The Young and the Restless Eileen Davidson and Days of Our Lives Dick Van Dyke survived the Malibu wildfire. A dreaded wildfire has raged through the California city of Malibu, causing immense destruction and the evacuation of thousands of its citizens. Among those endangered were celebrities like Cher and Jane Seymour, as well as the Young and the Restless Eileen Davidson, and legendary comedic entertainer and now Days of Our Lives alum Dick Van Dyke. The soap stars shared their harrowing tales, and all are safe. His neighbors were heroes. According to NBC, the wildfire began on Monday, December 9, near a Malibu Canyon tunnel and spread rapidly because of strong winds, destroying several homes and torching over 4,000 acres. Thousands of residents were evacuated, but by Thursday, over 3,700 citizens were allowed to return to their homes. Among them was Van Dyke, who recounted his terrifying tale with the Today Show. In the news story, the actor shared his ring cam video, which showed him, his wife Arlene, and their pets escaping the house under evacuation orders. "It was coming from over the hill. You could see it," he began. "And oh my God, we got out of there." The report alleged that Van Dyke struggled to untangle a hose when his neighbors came to the rescue. "I was trying to crawl to the car. I had exhausted myself. I couldn't get up, and 3 neighbors came and carried me out. They came back and put out a little fire in the guest house and saved me." The legend posted on Facebook. "Arlene and I have safely evacuated with our animals except for Bobo, who escaped as we were leaving. We're praying he'll be okay, and that our community in SERUM retreat will survive these terrible fires. Coldplay, a music band that recently had Van Dyke appear in one of their videos, responded, "Dick, we're sending love and prayers to you, Arlene, and everyone affected by these fires. Call us if there's anything we can do. Love Phil, Chris, Guy, Johnny, and Will." Fortunately, Bobo the cat was found, and Van Dyke updated, "We found Bobo as soon as we arrived back home this morning. There was so much interest in his disappearance that animal control was called in to assist. But thankfully, he was easy to find and not harmed." &Rs Davidson, who plays Ashley, wrote on Instagram, "The last few days have been a nightmare. Thank God we were spared. Under an evacuation warning for 48 hours is beyond frightening. I'm so grateful to the #fire department and everyone who bravely helped get the #Franklin fire under control. And I'm so sorry for those who lost their homes. #Malibu strong, special mention to my lovely niece at Ritarena Mary, Y&R alum and Days star Greg Reichardt." Leo lovingly responded, "So glad you're all okay." Things for Sharon turned dire with Heather's murder, which thankfully Sharon didn't commit. When originally brainstorming the creative on this storyline, Y&R head writer and executive producer Josh Griffith had to come up with a good villain. "I started looking into, historically, who had a beef with the Newmans," he told Soap Opera Digest. Once he chose Ian Ward to make a comeback, he decided to add an additional element. It turns out an Alfred Hitchcock movie inspired him during this phase of the process. "I actually watched Strangers on a Train," revealed the Hitchcock fanatic. "The movie inspired him to write a 'You do my crime, and I'll do yours' layer to the story." Subsequently, the concept necessitated a criminal companion for Ward, namely Aunt Jordan. This double dose of danger and despair has resulted in mystery, madness, and most especially, mayhem for the residents of Genoa City. And as of now, they don't even suspect anything. In fact, Sharon is ready to take all the blame. According to Griffith, Ian and Jordan both have reasons to want revenge in Genoa City. This common ground element instantly raised the stakes as their stealthy team-up unfolded. It seemed perfect that this murder, Heather's, could be the catalyst for the whole thing, Griffith explained. The second the show revealed Ian and Jordan in the same room, Griffith knew the viewers would deduce that they must be behind it. They must have something to do with it. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Jordan is in a position that she's not used to being in. Jordan spent years running the show and ordering Claire Newman around, but now she's taking orders from Ian Ward. It's clear that Jordan has been following Ian's instructions as part of his plan to make sure Sharon Newman lands behind bars. Ian wants Sharon ripped away from her loved ones and hopes to cause as much pain as possible. However, there could be trouble brewing based on Ian's interaction with Jordan in Y&R's November 19 episode. Ian turned a bit menacing when he found out Jordan didn't have updates on the reaction of Sharon's family yet. Ian also reminded Jordan of their deal, since she has to help him before he'll help her in exchange. Of course, we can assume Ian already helped Jordan a bit by getting her out of prison, but she still wants revenge on those who have wronged her. Jordan is presumably waiting on her chance to make Claire, Nikki Newman, Victor Newman, and the rest of the Newman family pay. If Jordan's revenge goes wrong, it could lead to her turning on Ian down the road. Since Ian has grudges against many of the Newmans as well, he might think he can take the lead on all this. That's surely not going to fly with Jordan since she wants to have her fun too. It's also possible Ian will botch things for Jordan somehow or even threaten to bail on his part of her revenge plot. There might be some situation where Ian wants to abandon the plan and flee to avoid getting caught. That wouldn't work for Jordan either since she has no intention of leaving Genoa City without the vengeance she came back for. If Ian doesn't come through when it counts, Jordan could turn against him and unleash her wrath. Jordan is usually the one who's in charge, so she may take control back somewhere down the line. It's easy to imagine Jordan turning against Ian and making him an enemy instead of an ally. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Jordan and Ian could be playing a very dangerous game with each other, so stick with us for more predictions on the risks and any bad news that's brewing. The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Victor Newman cannot admit he's been had. So why did he congratulate Jack Abbott for outplaying him in the Glissade deal? Kyle Abbott's talk with his father at Society was enlightening. Both men agreed that they trusted Diane Abbott, but Victor is trying to unnerve her and Kyle that the Abbott family will implode. Obviously, the mustache wants turmoil in the lives of those he loathes. But devoted viewers know that Victor's prediction feels like more than just wishful thinking. He may have set something in motion or is counting on emotional history repeating. Does the head of any company in the Midwestern metropolis of Genoa City, Wisconsin, have more free time than the great Victor Newman? Stepping back as the head of Newman Enterprises in recent years gave Victor more time to scheme, and he's done precisely that. Fans recall that Braden's character was diagnosed with a rare blood disorder in the recent past, which caused him to release the reins of his fabled conglomerate. However, he retook the helm from Victor Newman within the last year and is riding hard. So he's made time for his favorite hobby, getting Jack. My and our spoilers, Jack Abbott is the world's best. Of everyone in the world, other than Nicky Newman, Jack easily tops a specific list. He's gotten Victor's goat more often than anyone and has beaten him on various occasions. Of course, the writers established Jack as Victor's dramatic foil decades ago. It wouldn't be likely that two heads of business, with Jibot being much the lesser when compared to Newman Enterprises, would needle each other endlessly. Yet these two ever-immature boys have done so. Victor's supposed acknowledgement of Jack's win is a disguised message. Bergman's character knows his enemy is coming for him, but he needs to know when or what method will be used next time. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Diane Abbott is most vulnerable. Diane remains insecure. She was shaken by some of what Jack said to her during their ruse. Victor wants to believe the worst, but is not wrong when sensing vulnerability. The first test comes as Kyle returns to work, beside his father at the family business. Diane will be heading what has become the Glissade division. It's not out of the realm of possibility to believe that Victor sold off Glissade's pieces, knowing they were poisoned in some way. If not, his belief that Diane, Jack, and Kyle can't work under the same soapy roof will be the stronger predictor. Were we to walk a mile in the shoes of the Young and the Restless Sharon, we'd want nothing so much as to be pointed in the direction of answers, in particular where our supposed murder of Heather Stevens is concerned. So on Monday, December 16, she undergoes hypnosis with Alan in hopes of remembering exactly what happened the fateful night Lucy's mother was killed. Sharon knows that it's a long shot that something will come to mind that exonerates her, but even a slim chance is better than none, and, as it turns out, the session does yield results, one big one, in fact. There is a key thing that comes out, portrayer Sharon Case tells Soap Opera Digest. She recalls some new information about what happened in Daniel's apartment the night that Heather died. While the info isn't likely to be enough to get Sharon off the hook, it is enough to restore her motivation. The discovery gives her a lot more drive to keep pushing forward to solve this whole mystery, Case says. After all, if she could have blocked out this morsel of intel, who knows what else has slipped her mind, especially while she was on her tampered with meds. The Young and the Restless early edition spoilers for December 16 to 2024 have Phyllis Summers spiraling as Jordan Howard's antics are exposed. We have Sharon Newman doing hypnosis that should reveal a lot on my and R. Dr. Alan Laurent tries to unravel her blackouts and recover memories. Meanwhile, Victor Newman amps up his aggression against Jack Abbott, and he may use his granddaughters in his game on Young and the Restless. Billy Abbott wants payback, but Diane Jenkins plots to distract him from his obsession with the mustache on the CBS soap opera, Young and the Restless. Also, Lily Winters face a tough decision, and Nate Hastings urges his family to give Audra Charles a second chance. Excitement and speculation are sweeping through the fan base of The Young and the Restless as actress Vale Bloom was recently spotted backstage on the set of the iconic soap. Her appearance has ignited a wave of rumors that Heather Stevens, the beloved character she portrayed, might not be as gone as once believed. If true, this revelation could send shockwaves through Genoa City, shaking up its complex relationships and ongoing storylines. The mystery of Heather's disappearance. Heather Stevens' presumed death left fans heartbroken and puzzled. Her dramatic exit occurred during a power outage, where, in the chaos, Sharon Newman Ridgway discovered what appeared to be Heather's lifeless body. Sharon's haunting observation of Heather's cessation of breath became the sole confirmation of her death. However, the lack of concrete evidence left the door open for doubt, and Bloom's backstage presence now stirs hope that Heather's story may not have ended. In soap opera fashion, dramatic twists and character resurrections are not uncommon. Heather's survival could be explained by a variety of possibilities, from medical intervention to deliberate deception. One prevailing theory suggests that Heather may have experienced a temporary cessation of vital signs, a phenomenon often depicted in medical dramas. Such a scenario would explain the ambiguous circumstances surrounding her death and pave the way for her return. Central to this speculation is the role of Jordan, a shadowy figure with sinister motives. It was revealed that Jordan administered an injection to Heather before her apparent demise. This act, paired with his manipulative promises to reunite Heather's daughter Lucy with her mother, suggests a calculated plan to control the situation. If Heather survived, it raises questions about Jordan's intentions and the lengths he's willing to go to achieve his objectives. Sharon's redemption arc. If Heather is indeed alive, her return could significantly impact Sharon's life. For months, Sharon has carried the weight of guilt and suspicion, believing herself partially responsible for Heather's death. A revelation of Heather's survival would absolve Sharon of these burdens, shifting the narrative focus to Jordan's treachery. One potential plot twist could involve Sharon undergoing hypnotic regression, a method often used in soaps to uncover hidden truths. Through this, Sharon might recall moments with Heather that reveal her survival, providing her with emotional closure and a path to redemption. However, memories uncovered under hypnosis lack credibility without tangible proof. Sharon's journey to clear her name might involve uncovering hidden evidence, perhaps a medical record or witness testimony, that confirms Heather's temporary suppression of vital signs. Heather's return would not only vindicate Sharon, but also introduce a wave of emotional and narrative complexity. Her reappearance could reveal why she stayed hidden and whether she remains under Jordan's control. Additionally, her reunion with Lucy would offer a poignant moment of healing, giving the young woman a chance to reconnect with her mother after a period of manipulation and confusion. The ripple effects of Heather's return would extend to Genoa City's broader dynamics, challenging alliances and introducing fresh conflicts. Sharon, Lucy, and even Jordan would be caught in the fallout, creating new avenues for storytelling that fans eagerly anticipate. Fan theories and future directions. Social media is abuzz with theories surrounding Heather's possible survival. Some fans speculate that Heather orchestrated her disappearance to escape Jordan's clutches, while others believe she has been waiting for the perfect moment to reemerge. Regardless, the intricate storytelling The Young and the Restless is known for ensures that Heather's return, if it happens, will be layered with twists and emotional resonance. Producers appear to be playing the long game with this storyline, setting up a slow burn arc that could carry into the new year. Heather's survival, coupled with Sharon's quest for vindication, promises to remain a focal point, keeping audiences engaged and invested. Conclusion: a thrilling prospect. The sighting of Vale Bloom backstage has reignited excitement among fans, sparking hope for Heather Stevens' return. Whether this development leads to Heather's reintroduction or remains an intriguing mystery, it underscores the Young and the Restless mastery of suspenseful and emotionally charged storytelling. Fans can expect compelling drama and heartfelt moments as Genoa City braces for what could be its most shocking twist yet. The latest twist in The Young and the Restless is sending shockwaves through Genoa City, revealing a secret that will leave the Newman family reeling. A bombshell photograph has surfaced, exposing a shocking connection between Claire and the infamous Ian Ward. Known for his manipulation and sinister influence, Ian's involvement in Claire's life is not just unsettling, it's downright dangerous. For months, whispers have circulated about Claire's true identity and her possibly not being Victoria Newman's biological daughter. But no one could have predicted this explosive revelation. The photograph shows Claire and Ian Ward in an intimate setting, with Claire addressing him as Dad, and Ian referring to her as his daughter. The implications of this image are far-reaching, raising numerous questions about Claire's true origins, her role in the Newman family, and most chillingly, her possible involvement in Ian's dark plans. Has Claire been playing a long con, or is she merely a pawn in Ian's plot against Victor Newman? Victoria Newman, who has lovingly raised Claire as her daughter, has always been evasive about the details of Claire's adoption. Now, with this photograph emerging, it seems that the truth behind Claire's past may be far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. Was she placed in the Newman family by Ian as part of a long-term revenge scheme? If so, what is Claire's real goal? Is she working to bring down the Newman empire, or has she been manipulated into this role without fully realizing the depth of the conspiracy? As the town grapples with this new reality, the focus shifts to the connection between Claire and Ian Ward. Ian has a long history of psychological manipulation, and his return to Genoa City is nothing short of a nightmare for those who have suffered at his hands, particularly Victor and Nikki Newman. Ian's vendetta against Victor is well known, and using Claire as a weapon to infiltrate the Newman family is a masterstroke in his campaign of revenge. But the mystery doesn't end there. What role does Jordan play in all of this? A key figure in the tangled web of deception in Genoa City, Jordan has been oblivious to Claire's true parentage until now. But could she have been kept in the dark on purpose? Or is Jordan more involved than she lets on? If she discovers the truth about Claire's connection to Ian, the fallout could be disastrous for everyone involved. Ian may have kept Jordan in the dark to protect his secret, but what happens if Jordan becomes aware of the truth? Will she ally herself with Ian and Claire, or will she expose their scheme to the Newmans? For Claire, this revelation raises even more questions. Is she truly loyal to Ian, or is there a part of her that genuinely cares for the Newmans? Has she been playing a dangerous game all along, or is she a victim of Ian's ruthless manipulation? The stakes have never been higher, and the potential for betrayal is enormous. The tension in Genoa City is palpable as the town braces for the fallout from this devastating revelation. The Newmans, especially Victoria, will have to face the possibility that the daughter they have loved and trusted may not be who they thought she was. Meanwhile, Ian Ward is poised to carry out the final act in his revenge plot against Victor, using Claire as the perfect weapon to destroy everything the Newman family has built. This twist in Claire's story is just the beginning. As more secrets come to light, the repercussions will be far-reaching. No one in Genoa City is safe from the fallout, and the Newmans will have to ask themselves, can they survive a betrayal this deep, or will Ian and Claire's plot be the end of everything they hold dear? As the truth finally emerges, it will tear apart relationships and leave devastation in its wake. The calm before this storm is over. Now, all that's left is to witness the destruction. Next week on The Young and the Restless, Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra find themselves at the center of a major scandal as Victor Newman accuses them of stealing Newman Enterprises' sensitive documents. Their relationship, which initially seemed like a simple companionship, is now embroiled in dangerous secrets and a complex web of deceit. Billy, driven by a deep-seated hatred for Victor, has been quietly plotting to take down the powerful tycoon. In a revealing conversation with Sally, Billy outlines his grand plan with unwavering confidence, convinced that it will work flawlessly. However, Sally becomes increasingly uneasy, concerned that Billy's ambition might put him in grave danger. Before she can voice her concerns, the door to their meeting room swings open, revealing a mysterious man, Billy's secret ally, the key player in his scheme. Though his identity remains a mystery, his arrival adds a layer of suspense, leaving viewers to wonder if Billy is truly on the right track, or if he's unwittingly walking into a trap set by Victor and his team. As tensions rise, Victor's suspicions about Billy and Sally escalate. He accuses them of being behind the theft of highly confidential company documents, putting both of them under intense scrutiny. This accusation could lead to severe consequences for the pair, especially as the Newman family begins to close ranks. The question remains, will Billy's plan succeed, or will he find himself ensnared by his own ambition? Meanwhile, Sharon Newman is grappling with personal turmoil. As she faces the emotional fallout from her recent struggles, she leans heavily on her ex-husband, Nick Newman. Their growing closeness has fans wondering if their old romance might be rekindled, though Sharon herself is deeply conflicted. She is still haunted by the events surrounding her past, especially the trauma related to her daughter Cassie's death. Though Nick offers her unwavering support, Sharon is not ready to open her heart to a new relationship just yet, and she struggles with her feelings of guilt. In another twist, Sharon's son Daniel becomes suspicious of his mother's odd behavior. After learning that Sharon was drugged, Daniel begins to investigate, suspecting that a larger conspiracy is at play. His search for answers leads him to uncover dark secrets involving Jordan and Ian Ward, who are believed to be responsible for a series of recent events, including Phyllis's accident. As Daniel digs deeper, he finds that Sharon has been drawn into a dangerous game orchestrated by these two men, and together, they begin to uncover the shocking truth behind their manipulations. As Daniel and Sharon's bond deepens, they find comfort in one another, their shared experiences of trauma and betrayal creating a strong emotional connection. However, this newfound closeness is not without complications. Phyllis, ever protective of her son, will not take kindly to Sharon becoming too close to Daniel, especially given their troubled past. Will Phyllis' anger and protective nature drive a wedge between Sharon and Daniel, or will they find a way to confront the secrets that bind them? Meanwhile, Ian and Jordan's machinations continue to unfold as they manipulate those around them to further their sinister agenda. Ian is confident in his ability to control the situation, but Jordan, increasingly aware of the dangers they face, begins to question her loyalty. As their conflict escalates, the Newman family's investigation into their activities intensifies. Claire Newman, ever perceptive, becomes suspicious of Ian's actions and decides to take matters into her own hands by following him and Jordan in hopes of uncovering the truth. The drama reaches a boiling point as Sharon's battle to remember the details of Heather's death collides with the growing conspiracy. As she uncovers more pieces of the puzzle, she faces mounting pressure from all sides. With Ian and Jordan closing in on their ultimate plan, will Sharon and Daniel be able to expose them before it's too late? Can they overcome their personal demons and form a united front, or will the chaos surrounding them tear them apart? As the week unfolds, secrets will be revealed, alliances will shift, and the stakes will rise higher than ever. Billy and Sally's involvement in the stolen documents scandal threatens to destroy them, while Sharon and Daniel's bond, may become the key to unlocking the mystery behind the conspiracy. Will they find redemption in each other, or will the web of deceit prove too difficult to untangle? The Young and the Restless continues to take viewers on a roller coaster of emotions, with twists and turns that promise to keep everyone on the edge of their seats. Can Sharon and Daniel find redemption through each other? The intricate lives of Genoa City's residents take a dramatic turn as Sharon Newman and Daniel Romalotti find themselves drawn closer under extraordinary circumstances. Their shared trauma and evolving connection raise questions about the nature of their bond and whether it can overcome the challenges ahead. Phyllis's relentless pursuit of the truth. Phyllis Summers is consumed with confusion and suspicion as she notices Sharon and Daniel's growing closeness. Unable to ignore her instincts, she digs deeper into their interactions, convinced that something significant is brewing. Phyllis's fierce determination ensures that she won't rest until she uncovers the truth, potentially stirring up even more conflict. Sharon's journey to forgiveness. Once burdened by resentment towards Daniel for his perceived role in Cassie Newman's tragic death, Sharon is now on a path of healing. Years of pain have taught her that holding onto bitterness only causes further suffering. With Daniel's unexpected support, Sharon begins to let go of the past, taking a pivotal step towards self-acceptance and forgiveness. This marks a significant turning point in Sharon's life as she starts to confront her true feelings. A bond forged through shared suffering. Both Sharon and Daniel have endured harrowing experiences at the hands of the manipulative Jordan and Ian Ward. This shared history creates a foundation of empathy and understanding between them. But will their traumatic experiences forge a deeper connection, potentially leading to romance? Or will it remain a profound friendship? As viewers speculate, the stakes continue to rise. Daniel's emotional crossroads. Still haunted by memories of Heather, Daniel faces a challenging choice: remain anchored to the past or embrace a new beginning with Sharon. Sharon's willingness to forgive and move forward inspires Daniel to consider closing the painful chapter of his life. However, the potential relationship faces opposition, particularly from Lucy, Daniel's daughter, who feels insecure about Sharon's presence in their lives. Phyllis's fierce resistance. Phyllis's fiery nature refuses to let her stand idly by. If Sharon and Daniel's connection deepens, Phyllis is sure to intervene, attempting to sabotage or prevent the relationship. Her actions could escalate the drama, leading to new conflicts and decisions for the characters involved. The ripple effect on Genoa City. The evolving bond between Sharon and Daniel isn't just about their personal growth. It also impacts the people around them, including Phyllis, Lucy, and others in Genoa City. The story of forgiveness and redemption may pave the way for surprising alliances, unexpected revelations, and even deeper rifts. A test of family and resilience. Lucy's opposition to Sharon's role in Daniel's life highlights the complexities of family dynamics. Daniel must navigate his responsibilities as a father while exploring his personal desires. Sharon, too, must balance her emotional needs with the realities of her past. As the two characters inch closer, they must confront the pressures from family and society that threaten to tear them apart. Ian and Jordan's looming threat. Adding to the tension are the nefarious plots of Ian and Jordan, whose actions have left Sharon and Daniel reeling. Their shared goal of uncovering the truth about these manipulations could unite them further, creating a reluctant yet powerful alliance. An emotional twist in Genoa City. As Sharon and Daniel navigate their complex emotions and shared history, viewers are left wondering whether their connection will lead to true love or a fleeting encounter. Either way, their journey promises to shake Genoa City to its core, offering twists and developments that will keep audiences captivated. With Phyllis's relentless pursuit, Lucy's resistance, and the shadowy schemes of Ian and Jordan, the path forward is fraught with challenges. Will Sharon and Daniel find happiness together, Or will external pressures pull them apart? Only time will tell in this emotional roller coaster that is sure to leave fans eagerly awaiting the next chapter. The Young and the Restless is all set to kick off 2025 with a banger of a start. The spoilers reveal that actor Nathan Owens will debut on the CBS Sudsr in a dramatic and mysterious role in the January 8, 2025 episode. Currently, the soap is keeping the lid tightly shut on any details regarding the character he is set to play or the storyline that he is about to get involved in. However, after some digging, we have managed to find clues that hint that the character Nathan Owens is all set to debut. Previously, on The Young and the Restless, Amy Lewis confided in Nate Hastings about her son, who she had with Nate's father, essentially making him and Nate half-brothers. Amy requested Nate to find his brother and bring him to GC. Amy also told Nate that his brother, Damien, has sort of lost his way in life. She wanted Nate to take him under his wing and help get his life back on track. Reluctantly, Nate agreed to help. It seems rather plausible that Nathan Owens could be debuting as Nate's half-brother Damien. He seems to fit the age and ethnicity of the character. However, we will have to wait for the episode to roll out before being entirely sure of it. Speaking of Nathan Owens' past work, turns out Nathan is no stranger to daytime or to soaps. He has previously been part of Days of Our Lives. Nathan played the character Cameron Davis on the then NBC Sudsr in 2012. Apart from that, the model-turned-actor recently starred in a holiday movie, A Season to Remember. He has completed production on the independent feature A Mother's Love in the lead role. The evening was supposed to be perfect. Kyle Abbott, ever the romantic, had planned a surprise for Claire, a gesture to show how deeply he cared for her despite the swirling chaos around them. The small velvet box he carried in his pocket symbolized hope, love, and a promise for better days ahead. But as the night unfolded, the darkness surrounding Claire's life cast its shadow once more, dragging Kyle into a nightmare he could never have anticipated. Claire's life had become a storm of secrets and threats. Her ties to Ian Ward were enough to make her a target, but her complicated history with Jordan added another layer of peril. Jordan, manipulative and relentless, had set her sights on Claire, not to harm her physically, but to coerce her into an alliance. For Jordan, Claire wasn't just Ian Ward's daughter. She was a potential pawn in a grander game of revenge and domination. But Kyle didn't know the full extent of the danger Claire faced. He only saw the woman he loved and the pain she carried. Determined to bring a smile to her face, Kyle decided to surprise her one evening by following her discreetly, planning to reveal himself with a thoughtful gift. He had no idea that his act of love would lead him straight into a trap. The kidnapping. Claire walked briskly down a quiet street, her mind occupied with the swirling conflicts in her life. She didn't notice the dark figure lurking in the shadows, Jordan waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Kyle, trailing a short distance behind, kept his eyes on Claire, oblivious to the impending danger. In a heartbeat, the scene shifted. Jordan emerged from the shadows with predatory precision, a chloroform-soaked cloth in hand. Before Claire could scream, Jordan pressed the cloth to her mouth and nose, rendering her unconscious within seconds. The sound of her body hitting the ground snapped Kyle out of his thoughts, and he sprinted toward the scene. "Hey, get away from her," Kyle shouted, his voice filled with fury and fear. Jordan turned, her expression cold and unbothered. Kyle couldn't see her face clearly in the dim light, but her posture radiated menace. Ignoring his own fear, Kyle lunged at Jordan, intent on saving Claire. Kyle's attack caught Jordan off guard, and for a moment, he managed to push her away from Claire. But Jordan wasn't someone to be underestimated. With the ferocity of someone who had nothing to lose, she reached for a weapon, a glinting blade she had concealed in her coat. "Back off," she hissed, her voice devoid of emotion. Kyle didn't listen. "You're not taking her," he yelled, his adrenaline overriding his sense of self-preservation. The two struggled in the dimly lit street, Kyle's strength fueled by desperation and love. But Jordan, a seasoned manipulator and a criminal with nothing to fear, was ruthless. In one swift motion, she plunged the blade into Kyle's abdomen. The pain was searing, unlike anything Kyle had ever experienced. He stumbled backward, his hands clutching his stomach as warm blood seeped through his fingers. His vision blurred, and his legs buckled beneath him. He collapsed to the ground, his last conscious thought of Claire. Jordan stood over him for a moment, her face unreadable. She turned her attention back to Claire, who lay unconscious a few feet away. "You'll understand soon enough," she muttered before dragging Claire's limp body into the shadows. A chilling aftermath. Hours passed before Kyle was discovered lying in a pool of his own blood. He was barely alive, his breaths shallow and labored. A passerby called for help, and he was rushed to the hospital, his life hanging by a thread. News of the attack spread like wildfire through Genoa City. The Abbott family was devastated, with Jack Abbott demanding answers and justice. "Who would do this to my son?" he roared, his grief and anger boiling over. Meanwhile, Nick Newman and Chance Chancellor launched a desperate search for Claire, determined to find her before it was too late. Jordan's motivation. Jordan's motives were clear to those who understood her. She wasn't afraid of consequences. A convicted criminal, she had nothing to lose and everything to gain by forcing Claire into an alliance. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.